Good day everyone, John from the Worship Portal here with episode 3 of the cheapest guitar from Sweetwater. If you missed episodes 1 and 2 where I bought, unboxed, and then gave my first impressions of this guitar, there's a playlist in the card above. But for now, it's time to see how it sounds straight out of the box. So this is it. This is the Epiphone Les Paul SL, the cheapest brand new guitar I could find at Sweetwater for $139. I'm going to try my best to give you a variety of sounds out of this guitar, and we'll see how it does with some worship music. Just for those who are curious, all of my effects today are going to be through my Helix LT with my own custom worship patch going direct into Logic via an M Audio 2x2 C-Series interface. So let's get to the demos, and I'll give you some thoughts afterwards. So that was the Epiphone Les Paul SL, the $139 Sweetwater guitar. What did you think of the sounds? Let me know down in the comments, but this is what I thought. So let's start with the big question. How did this thing sound? It's okay. It's really okay. It sounds very thin to me. The pickups really don't have a lot of grunt to them. They sound very, very, very cheap. Now, in a guitar this inexpensive, you can't expect amazing pickups, but these sounded super, super cheap. And it was really difficult to get any kind of dirt out of them. They sound really clean, and when I had all three of my overdrives turned on, which on any of my other guitars is basically distortion, this still didn't sound that dirty. Let's move on to feel. So this is probably where you can really tell how inexpensive this guitar is the most. The action, first of all, way too high. That can be fixed. The tuners do not stay in tune. They don't. I had to retune probably 7 times throughout that demo, especially when I played lead up high on the neck. But even when I was just playing some chunky chords, it just would not stay in tune. Now, there is some stuff I can do to probably fix that in the meantime, like putting some graphite in the nuts or playing with the action a little bit and giving it a good setup. But this is just my impressions straight out of the box. It feels like a cheap guitar. It really does. This Squire to my left here, that's a Squire Classic Vibe, $399 brand new. Out of the box, felt great, really plays really well in the hands. You can really tell the difference in the price between this one and that one, just from that $100 or so. But overall, not horrible. Not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. You can definitely get some really good clean and ambient tones out of this, but if you're expecting to play rattle or anything with a little bit more grunt and dirt to it, look somewhere else. And it just really confirms a lot of those upgrades that I mentioned in my last video that I want to make to this guitar. First things first, new pickups, absolutely, definitely. A good setup on this guitar. It really does need a little bit of fret work. Now that I play it for a little while, the frets are a little bit uneven, causing some choked out notes and some other intonation issues. The tuners, I need to replace last week. They're horrible. Like I mentioned last time, I've used these tuners on a lot of guitars. They are the cheapest of the cheap, and they're really not good. But like I said, overall, better than I thought, but still not great. But there's hope. I really do think we can make this thing worship ready. But I'm not the only person involved in this conversation. I want to hear what you thought about those tones down in the comments. What'd you think about the clean? What'd you think about the dirt? What'd you think about the ambient stuff? Let me know down in the comments. Very curious what you think. And thanks so much for keeping up with this series. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm getting a lot of requests for different guitars and different things to try with this, so keep those coming as well. Join us on the Discord, support me on Patreon. I've got all kinds of useful links down in the description below, and have a good one.